Personalization's been a conundrum for brands for a long time. And if you had to if I had to say what's the biggest challenge, I think the biggest challenge is connecting data across organizational silos. So even before you get to creating the marketing and the advertising, people want to be understood across any interaction point, right? And then, receive things that are meaningful to them. So, I think if organizations and brands start to connect marketing, sales, and customer service data to really understand people, the personalization would just have so much more depth. And we're seeing right now, people are interacting on so many channels, so many formats, so many touch points. So the minute you start to stitch those data sources together, you start to understand what matters to people. If I phoned in complaining to my telco provider and then I get because you're so happy, here is an offer for you, it starts to get a bit superficial. So I think depth in understanding of a person and what's important to them and how they're feeling has been the biggest challenge in that, and that's data connectivity at the core.
And what's your take on contextual AI in reaching audiences?
Look, we've been talking about reaching audiences for a long time, and we can reach them, right? If you think about targeting methods, we can reach them. Then you get to, can we reach them with personalized content? And with the possibilities of generative AI, you can, there's a whole new realm of possibility in terms of volume and quality. But and I'll pause. I'm a curious skeptic when it comes to technology and data. And I think contextual AI is one that incredibly me and we actually at Interpublic are incredibly excited about, because what you're now able to do is not just reach with volume and personalization, but when it reaches the potential that it has, we'll be able to reach people with sufficient meaning and depth. And one of the other big things is trust. When you think about personalization and you think about reaching audiences, the question always comes up, well, how do you know that about me? And some of the technologies and things that are talking about contextual AI in the right way, a big feature is explainability. So how did you know that about me? How did you get that information? What are you using it for? Why did you collect it? And as soon as those pieces start to come to the fore, which is something contextual AI, technologies will start to allow, you start to break through the trust barrier, and that's going to be incredible, I think, for brands, but also for their customers, and also put some level of control done right back into the consumer's hands. If I'm on Netflix and I'm getting a whole series of recommendations, or on Spotify that are irrelevant to me, the ability to go in and change my preferences to make the AI learn, that level of customization, and then having, contextually stronger communications going on the back of it, that's going to be really interesting. So I think we're not there yet with with where it can go, but the potential and all the building blocks you're starting to see already.
And where do you foresee contextual AI going, and what excites you in the year ahead about it?
Yes, so many things. If you think about just applicability and things like financial services and healthcare, just for a moment, right? If you start to coming back to stitching together data, but access patient records, think about the last healthcare provider interaction, and you start to bring all of those pieces together. What's so exciting is in places that really matters, financial security, banking, your health, they'll start to be really interesting change. And then customer experiences. If we think about AI, people want to apply it everywhere and anywhere at the moment, but with contextual AI, there's the value in applying it is if you can get to better end user outcomes. So I think the right filtering will start to get, into play as well. And if you think about marketing and advertising, it just bringing it home back to your first personalization question. Someone just says to me, hey, dear Jayna, or here is an offer of promotion. It lacks depth. But with contextual AI, the way, you know, we get to its promise, it's going to be a way to generate new knowledge and start to penetrate people's lives in different contexts, because done right, you're going to be able to extrapolate from one situation or environment to another. And so that, you know, that's incredibly exciting. And that's what current AI models to date don't quite do that. And then the final one's a bit philosophical, but hey, humans are all very different. That's the beauty of humans. And we all process at different speeds and in different ways, and we think different ways, and we connect information in different ways. But contextual AI is a problem solver to work alongside humans is another, you know, piece that's so interesting, because it, you know, it starts to learn from all the interactions and it starts to codify that. So the ability for people who process in different ways to process in different ways faster and better is, you know, another area that I find so exciting about this space.